There's a strange kind of pain nobody prepares you for. Not heartbreak, not rejection, but a pain of realizing that no matter how much you love someone, no matter how badly you want things to go back to the way they were, no matter how many memories, prayers, or sleepless nights you sacrificed, some people are simply not meant to stay. And somehow, that's the hardest truth to accept. Because deep down, we don't really miss people. We miss possibilities, we miss the future we imagine with them. We miss the version of ourselves that existed when they were still there. And maybe that's why letting go feels dying. Because in a way, something inside us does. But here's the strange thing. Sometimes, the more desperately we hold on, the more terrifying love becomes. And no movie captures that truth better than Obsession. Because beneath all the horror, behind the supernatural nightmares and disturbing scenes, lies a question almost everyone has secretly asked. What if I could make someone love me? And perhaps that's where suffering begins.
I was calling to see if there's a way I can cancel a wish.
I'm sorry, we don't really do that.
So she's just stuck like this forever?
People think obsession is love. It is not. Love says, I want you to be happy. Obsession says, I want you to make me happy. Love gives, obsession demands. Love frees, obsession cages. And that's what makes obsession so terrifying. Not because it's evil, but because it feels so much like love. In the film, Bear doesn't start as a monster. He starts as something much more familiar. Lonely, heartbroken, unable to move on, he's not trying to destroy anyone. He just wants Nikki. He wants another chance. He wants things to be different. He wants her to love him. And honestly, who among us has not wanted that? Who has not replayed conversations at 3 a.m.? Who has not checked someone's social media hoping that they come back? Who has not imagined what life could have been if only one thing had gone differently? That's what makes the movie uncomfortable. Because Bear is not some evil villain, he's a human. And that's what makes him dangerous, because obsession rarely announces itself. It disguises itself as hope. We tell ourselves, if I just try harder, if I become better, if I wait long enough, if I improve myself, maybe they choose me. Maybe they come back, maybe they finally love me. But sometimes people leave, not because you're unworthy, not because you failed, but because life is not a negotiation. Love cannot be earned through suffering, and affection cannot be forced. Yet we spend years fighting the reality, as if refusing to accept the truth can somehow change it. But the reality always wins, and every moment that we spend clinging to what no longer exists is a moment stolen from the life waiting ahead. Maybe that's why breakups hurt so much, because you are not just losing a person, you're losing dreams, the trips you imagined, the family you pictured, the conversation that never happened, the life that only existed inside your head. And sometimes, we're not mourning the person, we are mourning the fantasy. That's why memories becomes prisons, not because the past was perfect, but because our minds edited out the pain. We remember the smiles, the laughter, the good days, and forgot the reason why things ended. We turn people into meds, and meds are impossible to let go of. There is a reason grief feels physical. Science shows heartbreak activates the same regions in the brain associated with the physical pain. That's why losing someone feels like withdrawal, because love changes your brain, and what's gone, your mind panics, it searches, it bargains, it refuses to believe. And that's why healing is not weakness. Healing is withdrawal. You're learning how to live without what once felt essential. And that's terrifying, because it forces you to meet the person you've been avoiding. And that is yourself. Maybe that's why so many people stay attached. Not because they love the other person, but because they are afraid of being alone. Because silence is uncomfortable. Because loneliness forces questions we've spent years avoiding. Who am I without them? Who am I without this dream? Who am I when nobody is watching? That's why solitude feels scary. Because without distractions, we meet ourselves. But here's something nobody tells you. Letting go is not forgetting. It is not pretending nothing happened. It is not deleting memories. It is becoming. Letting go means accepting. Accepting that something beautiful existed, accepting that it ended, accepting that some chapters are meant to remain chapters, not entire books. Because not everyone you love is meant to stay forever. Some people come to teach, some people come to heal, and some people come to live. Not because they hate you, but because the rule in your story is over, and that's okay. Perhaps the greatest act of love is knowing when to stop chasing. Not because you stop caring, but because you finally care about yourself too. Because love should never require begging. Love should never require losing yourself. Love should never feel like imprisonment. And perhaps that's the lesson hidden inside obsession. Not that love is dangerous, but attachment without acceptance becomes suffering. Because love is beautiful, but possession is fear. And fear destroys everything it touches. And one day, you'll hear their name and smile, not because you want them back, but because you survived. You look at old pictures without pain, you remember without breaking, and you realize something strange. The thing you thought would destroy you did not. It transformed you. Because letting go was never about losing someone. It was about finding yourself again. And maybe that's the art of letting go. Not forgetting, not replacing, not pretending, but making peace with the fact that some people are chapters. And trusting that life still has more pages left to write. Because sometimes, the greatest love story you ever experience is the one where you finally stop chasing what left and start becoming the person who never leaves themselves.